Hello everyone, welcome to this program. I am Li Xiaojian. Today is Saturday, but there is a message, quickly caught the attention of our military enthusiasts. That is, China has 6 Y-20 large transport aircraft. After transiting Turkey, has arrived at an air base in Serbia. Why this news attracted everyone's attention? Because this is China. For the first time, such a large-scale military transport aircraft. Arrival in the backyard of Europe. Serbia is a landlocked country in Europe. So massive. The echelon of military transport aircraft arrives. Of considerable significance. Of course this mission. The first thing that many netizens are most concerned about is our 6 aircraft ship 20. What are you doing? Next, let's analyze the related possibilities. First of all, what these 6 transport 20s are likely to perform is transport such a task of epidemic prevention materials. Because we all know, after the global outbreak of a new crown epidemic, China to Serbia, supported in many ways. What we're going to see is our military transport plane. This Air Force base landed in Serbia also. He is an army-to-army such a behavior. Possibly our People's Liberation Army, Armed Forces of Serbia, provide such support in all aspects, especially vaccines, or other support for epidemic prevention materials. Therefore, we can use our Y-20 transport aircraft. But what if it is to inject anti-epidemic materials? 6 of such a scale. It's a little too big, one says before specific information is released. This possibility is still Y-3. The second is that we have to see. In the past few days, Serbia's President Vučić claims, the weapon he bought from China and Russia. Blocked by the EU. The European Union speaks out, weapons that Serbia is not allowed to buy. Relevant countries through the EU. Transport in. Just now we mentioned, Serbia is a landlocked country. If the EU is obstructing weapons he bought from China, if you want to ship it in, you will have some trouble. But this time, we are going to see our 6 out of 20, through Turkey, passed through Bulgaria and other countries, arrived directly in Serbia. Because before, Serbia has purchased China's 1-23 anti-aircraft missiles. This is the red flag that we are all familiar with. Yi. If Serbia is anti-aircraft missile purchased by China, via previous shipping method, if there is no way to reach, then it is also possible to use our Yuniju for shipping, because we all know, behind the military trade, there must be a relevant large power system, support. Although the arms trade sees him as a matter of scientific research manufacturers. But what, for Serbia and China, in the current relationship, then use military transport aircraft. It's also entirely possible, I may have to add a digression here, before, in fact, there is a lot of international arms trade. They all use Antonov's transport planes. For example, we are familiar with the An-225 and 124 and other planes. But we now see, with the start of the Russo-Dan War, with Western sanctions against Russia, this series of transport aircraft from Antonov, he has no way nice to come out and perform some commercial transportation. Then in this case, shipments involving some arms exports from China. It is also reasonable for us to use Yun-20. The third point I want to say is that recently, in fact, life in Serbia is not very good. For Serbia and China, relations with Russia are very good. I think everyone should know, at the relevant meeting of the United Nations yesterday. Kick Russia out, United Nations. In this vote of the Human Rights Council, Serbian President Vučić's public statement, he voted for niches because percent was threatened. So in this case, Serbia is in urgent need of a country like China. Give him a particularly strong support. So I think this kind of support is very important for Europe. For such a country, the best way, that's a display of our relevant military power. Many people may ask, why doesn't Serbia integrate into Europe? Actually Serbia have been applying to join the EU, but the EU has been slow to agree. So it doesn't matter if it's the EU, or Europe. Even NATO. A lot of times he doesn't reach, others don't move closer to him. But themselves, there are some very clear demarcation lines. Isn't it right? Today, China's 6 Y-20 can go directly to Serbia. Then you can go tomorrow, you can go the day after tomorrow. We even have more Yun-20 to go. So in the current environment, we use this way. Europeans should be able to see inside. Implied meaning. At the end of the show, I still want to feel emotional. Because under the entire international pattern before, if we don't have a strategic transport force, if there's a strategic projection of power, there are many things that we are conscious and powerless. Because of our ability to deliver. If it doesn't get this far, for example this time if we didn't get 20, no matter how good our relationship with Serbia is, want to support him. Just stare at why? Do not have this ability. Netizens who often follow our show know that. I'm in Y move, a strong emphasis on our resources and assurance systems. Because of these traditional constructions, sometimes it's as good as ours, Sharp Master's weaponry, from this transport 20 to this time, Serbia to go. Everyone should be able to see, if we say that in the future we are around or say, some of our friendly countries, when some related situation occurs, we have cultural aid and assistance. Such a force and way of. So what about today's topic, talk here? I would also like to invite you to spread your thoughts. That's our aircraft carrier. Our amphibious assault ship. Tasks like this can be performed in the future. 41 Our weaponry does not necessarily have to directly perform combat missions to be relevant. So this time our 6 Transport 120. Why does the Serbia appear? I believe there will be more specific reports soon. If necessary, we will be on the show with you all. Further communication, further analysis. Thank you very much for watching the show. See you next time.